It's the Best Damn Sports Show podcast with your hosts, Jason Cahill and Bernie Kim.
Thanks, Chuck D, and welcome to the Best Damn Sports Show podcast. I'm Jason Cahill.
I'm Bernie.
Last time you said you weren't going to do it.
How many times do I have to say I'm Jason Cahill?
No, I
thought you were going to say I am Bernie Kim?
I thought you were going to say, and I'm here with Bernie, and then I was just going to say hello because that's how we did it last time.
If I were Bill O'Reilly right now, I would have a fit and.
Oh, we didn't stop down?
We're not stopping down. Let's do it live. Damn it, let's do it live.
What does that mean? Play us out. Okay.
Can we continue here? Bernie, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Hey,
how are you?
we got a great podcast today coming up in just a little bit. Super Bowl champion, best damn friend Michael Strahan.
Can't wait. He's the best.
He's gonna have a hard time though topping Gary Payton from last week. That was a legendary podcast interview. Again, I don't know how he'll top it, but I'm sure Strahan will figure out a way.
Yeah, Peyton broke news that he cleaned certain areas with Epsom salt baths.
I'm going to think that Michael's day-to-day activities are not what Gary Payton's day-to-day activities
I kind of hope not. I kind of hope not.
Well, we'll talk to him in just a few minutes, so that should be interesting. Now, last week we gave out our new email address, bestdampodcast@yahoo.com, and we said that we would give $10 to the first person who emailed us at that address, and we got a lot of emails, Bernie.
Well, you give out cash, that's what happens.
Because, it's funny, the week before, we had gotten one email the entire week, and it was from the publicist of a guest that we had on Best Damn. So I thought that was pretty lame and pretty sad. So I figured the best way to increase the email activity was to actually offer cold, hard cash.
That's what you do.
And we did that, so we offered $10, and I'm going to announce the winner right now.
Can't wait.
And I've already sent the money out. Now, I said I'd send out a crisp $10 bill, but I've got to be honest. It was a crumpled $10 bill, and it had a tear down the middle.
It still works.
Still legal tender.
Still legal tender.
So congratulations to Ralph Guerrero.
All right,
Ralph Guerrero from New York was the winner of our $10 prize.
Hey, Ralph, congratulations, Ralph. Don't spend it all in one place.
No relation, I'm sure, to Lisa Guerrero or Pedro
Oh, wait
Guerrero.
a minute. That's a former staffer here. Does that count?
Is that right? Did he work at Best Damn?
Well, I mean, no. Guerrero, I'm just saying Lisa's a...
Oh, Lisa Guerrero. Oh, you're saying if he is a relation to Lisa Guerrero. No, I'm going to say that Ralph does not know Lisa Guerrero, has never met Lisa Guerrero. I could be wrong. I mean, Ralph, email me if you've met her before. But congrats on winning the $10, and hope you enjoy it and don't spend it all in one place. Here's what I'm going to offer, though, because I figure now that we've offered $10, we kind of have to up the ante every week.
Let's do it.
Keep people emailing us at bestdampodcast@yahoo.com. So here's what I'll say. To the fifth person who emails us, I feel like we're a radio station right now, fifth person to email us at bestdampodcast@yahoo.com, you can be a guest on next week's podcast.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
That's pretty sweet.
Now, I don't want people emailing us. If you have to have some game. You have to be able to come on and contribute something to the podcast. So I trust that if you're emailing us, you've got something to contribute, something
interesting.
to say. Yeah.
Well, what Letterman says is he'll let anybody be on his show, celebrity or not, if they have 4 interesting stories.
Well, there you go. So we want you to have 4 interesting things to contribute to the podcast. So email us at bestdampodcast@yahoo.com. And who knows, you can be on next week's podcast.
That's a prize. That's priceless right there.
That is a prize. Hey, we had a great week at Best Damn Sports Show. Now, one of my favorite guests of the week. I know you're going to agree with me. We had Marissa Miller on the show.
Parts of my favorite guest. I'll say
that. You got to edit yourself there, Bernie. So we had Marissa Miller on the show. Now, I mean, obviously, Maxim listed her as the hottest woman in America.
No, in the world.
In the world, right, worldwide. And then we had her winning our Best Damn Hottie competition. But, you would think that she wouldn't be very particular as to, whether her left side is the best or her right side is the best. But we got word from her people to film on her left side. She favors her left side.
You know what? I think the camera doesn't lie. The camera favors her front side. So as long as that's what we're showing.
But I was stunned when I heard that. Are you kidding me? She is incredibly beautiful.
She's flawless.
Come on, left side, right side, doesn't really matter. We had also not only Marissa Miller, but we had Bronson Arroyo and Brandon Phillips of the Cincinnati Reds, and they were fun.
They were fantastic. Behind the scenes, I had a guitar for Bronson to play, and in the green room he was singing songs. He was singing Pearl Jam, singing Outkast with Brandon Phillips. Very, very fun guys.
You know, I
guys.
don't do this often, but Brandon Phillips happens to be on my fantasy baseball team, so. You know, I went up to him and I said, you know, hey, you're having a great season. It'd be great though if you could you steal a few more bases for me.
And was he receptive?
He loved the fact, you know, some people you go up to, you know, hey, you're on my fantasy baseball team, you're on my fantasy football team. They really couldn't care less.
Right.
But he was pretty cool about it. He loved the fact that he was on my team. You want to know who else was on the team? I told him, I said, you know, he's doing great, but there are other guys on my team that are just bringing him down, and he needs to give him a pep talk next time.
All right. And you know,
he sees him.
I will say this too. Back to Bronson, I actually brought in my guitar. The one that he played on Wednesday is actually my guitar. So now I can say Bronson Arroyo and Gene Simmons have played my guitar. That's a fact.
Wow.
Yeah. Now when I go to sell that on eBay, that ups the value right there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know, one of the things we had them do, we wanted the Cincinnati Reds to get us their bobblehead dolls. They each have bobblehead dolls this year, and we thought it'd be cool if they brought them to the show and kind of held it up and, you know, seen how good the likenesses were. The Cincinnati Reds charged us for those bobblehead dolls.
Are you kidding me?
Do you know that?
They did not bring that
The
up.
Cincinnati Reds charged us for 2 bobblehead dolls.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
Yes.
When did this come down?
This happened this week.
And are we paying for it, I guess?
Well, yeah, we are. We kind of have to.
They give those away at the gate.
Right. Not to Best Damn, though. Best Damn doesn't get anything for free.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we want bobblehead dolls. We have to pay the $2.95 it probably costs them.
And if you're in the press box, you get free bobbleheads you get all the giveaways on a giveaway day.
Yeah.
So we don't count as the press? That is
I guess not. It's it's not unprecedented though, because I don't know if you remember this, but a few years back, Michael Strahan, who's going to be joining us in about a minute or two here. Strahan was a guest. He had just given his wife at the time had just given birth to twins, and we got him a gag gift, and it was a breast pump. And the Giants PR guy had to actually go out and buy the breast pump and give it to Strahan on the air as a gift from Best Damn. So years later, this week, we got an invoice from the New York Giants
this week
for a breast pump.
Wow. Well, see, that kind of makes sense because, we made them go buy something and, it's kind of petty, but I can understand it.
You can understand it, but the Giants organization, they're making money kind of hand over fist here. They invoiced Best Damn for a breast pump.
Jason, you don't do the budgets over there, okay? they gotta make that money. But these bobbleheads, they probably have a crate of like 10,000 of these somewhere at Great American Ballpark, and they're charging us?
I thought it was funny.
I think it's a little absurd.
I thought it was funny. The minute I heard that, I said, all right.
That's a bit disappointing.
We have to talk about that on the podcast. So, anyway, great week at Best Damn, and you want to get to our first guest?
Let's get to it, Stray.
All right. He is a Super Bowl champion and one of Best Damn's best friends. He is Michael Strahan. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We are doing great. Thanks for coming on the Best Damn podcast.
My pleasure, as usual.
Mike, is this your first podcast that you've ever been on?
Yeah, I guess it is, because I don't even know what the hell a podcast is.
See, this is one of the perks of being a Super Bowl champion. You do, all kinds of regular media, but then you do, podcasts. You've made it.
This stuff that I have no idea what I'm doing, but
exactly.
I've made a fool of myself before, so what's the difference by doing it on a podcast?
Hey, so where are you? Are you East Coast or West Coast right now?
Right now I'm on the East Coast.
All right. And so what have you been doing to keep busy since winning the Super Bowl?
I am so busy, man. I tell you, I've been all over the country and speaking and talking about that and just, everything else under the sun.
Hey, so you guys went to the White House, right?
Yeah, we went to the White House. I didn't go. The team went to the White House. I had already committed to something, and then they kind of tell you at the last minute. And I couldn't get out of my other commitment, and I tried to even move it around, and the people I had the commitment with were getting a little scared. So
don't you think they would have understood, though? I mean, this is the president.
Hey, you know what? They did. But, for me, if I commit to something, I committed to it, and I'll be a man of my word.
See, I like that.
I like that. He committed to the podcast, too, and he's on.
See, that's right. Chris Rose committed to the podcast, Michael, about 2 weeks ago, and when we called him up, guess what we got? Big old voicemail.
Oh, he blew you off.
He blew us off. Yeah.
Yeah, and they thought I was like making a political statement or something and blow off the president. I'm
of course.
Like, hey, just not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Had something else to do on that day, he would have blew us off. So.
Hey, so, we'd be remiss without getting to this question. It's the one question that people obviously have been asking you for the last couple of months. Now, you come and do the Best Damn Sports Show, period, all the time. You're very good to the show, obviously. So I thought maybe you'd really like to help the podcast out by breaking a bit of news right now.
And I am so tired of this daggone question.
Wait, how do you know what question we're going to ask you?
No, because it's the same question. God, it's the same question.
I was just going to ask you if you were going to guest host Best Damn in a couple of weeks.
Yes, I am, and I'm sure that's exactly what you were going to ask me.
Come on. We're better than that. I wouldn't ask you that question.
You wait to get me on air to ask me that.
No, you know what we were going to do? I was going to do the old Woodward and Bernstein thing where I'd ask you the question, and then I would tell you don't necessarily have to answer me, but if you don't give me an answer within the next 5 seconds or so, I will take that to mean you're coming back to play football.
Yeah, okay.
But I won't do that to you.
Well, you know what? I only one person who knows what I'm going to do, and you're talking to him.
Hey, so when you do know your when you have made your decision, where are you going to go to make that decision? Who are you going to tell first?
Oh, you know what? I think for me, I pretty much know what I'm going to do. I just want to make sure if I'm going to play, I'm going to play. If I'm not going to play, I'm not going to play. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to backtrack. But I think right now, I'm like, why does everybody care so much? I can't believe people care this much.
Everyone loves you. Everyone, especially the Giant fans, they love you.
Yeah, some of them, I'm sure a lot of people are sick of hearing about it as I am.
I'll be honest, I kind of am sick of it.
Yeah, you're doing it for it. He just wants the attention of it. And last year has nothing to do with that. I can care less about the attention. I get more attention than I can care for. But I think, out of just being right about it, the first people that should know are the Giants, before anybody else.
Right. Giants first, Best Damn second.
By the time when I announce it, I'm sure you guys won't even be airing. You guys will be off for the day out there sipping Mai Tais by at the Beverly Center or something.
Hey, Michael, have you seen Glazer guest hosting on Best Damn?
No, I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
Yeah, he was on this week. He's pretty good.
I have to see it. Jay's actually very good on TV. In real life, he sucks.
No, I'll tell you what. Glazer not only he brings a lot of energy to the show. He did a great job guest hosting, but we have those talent meetings. You've been a part of those. He's got some pretty good stories.
He has a lot of stories, and most of them probably can't be on TV or the radio.
I'd say almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glazer lives a very colorful life, man. I wouldn't believe it. If I didn't know him for 15 years and he's been one of my best friends, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe his stories, but I've seen it, and it's the most amazing thing.
Hey, he did tell us one thing in our talent meeting, which is he said that he knows the decision you're going to make. He wouldn't tell anybody, but he said he knows.
Have you told Glazer?
Dave Glazer has no idea.
Well, he's guest hosting next week, so I'll let him know that.
But you're the insider, and you figure you really got everybody to believe that. But, I know the answer, but I'm not telling anybody.
Oh, man.
Who's right there?
Hey, so what do you got planned for the rest of the summer, Mike?
And I am working. I got a lot of stuff to do on both coasts, and I'm going to take another vacation, hopefully for like a week or so, and trying to enjoy my summer, man, hang out with the kids and, and travel and see my family and work out to stay in shape, not for football, but just to stay in shape.
Have you seen any movies? You're going to go see the Indiana Jones movie?
Oh, yeah, I need to go see that. I saw Iron Man the other day. Great movie.
Yeah, we had Gary Payton on the podcast last week, and he ruined the end of the movie for everybody.
Oh, he told the ending? It's kind of predictable.
He ruined the end of the movie for us in the talent meeting, and then he sort of did it again on the podcast last week. But I went to see the movie. It's a great movie.
Really, and at first I was like confused about Robert Downey Jr. being a superhero.
Right.
The reason he is and how he became and his character at the beginning, you're like, oh, okay, definitely perfect.
It was great. Favreau did a really good job of setting up everything in that movie and really taking their time to set up the backstory. I thought it was great.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Now, they had a new Hulk coming out with Edward Norton.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about that because they had to do some reshoots and he's having problems with the director, so I hear it's not going so well. And the first one, the one that Ang Lee directed, that was awful.
Well, I'm a big Ed Norton fan ever since he did that movie with Richard Gere where he acted like the good.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Great movie. But I mean, this Hulk looks better. The first Hulk they did was absolutely atrocious.
Well, anything's better than that. You can do a claymation Hulk and have it be better than that movie.
I really couldn't finish watching that movie, man. That was sad. But I have to get out and watch some movies and all that stuff. Yeah, that's my my thing I want to do this summer. That'd be nice.
You know what else you need to do this summer is, now that you guys are Super Bowl champs, I want to see a Giants video. You know, like the Super Bowl shuffle.
No, Michael, you would never do that, right?
I'll be honest with you. Somebody sent me a song called Stomp You Out. And I played it, and it sounded like they made it back in the days of the Super Bowl shuffle.
So what are the chances we're going to see a music video starring you, Michael Strahan, stomping it out?
Absolutely none. Zero. Not a nil.
Is there any amount of money they could pay you to do something like that?
No. You know what? You got to have a little pride. I got a little bit.
Maybe Eli Manning and OC might do something like that, but not you.
No, not me. You know what? I would never do anything like that. I hate never saying never, but I'm saying it'd be hard-pressed to get me to do a video.
Actually, there's a good question here. Well, who's the person most likely on the New York Giants to actually do something like that, to do a stomp you out Super Bowl shuffle?
Oh, man. I wouldn't put anything past OC. I wouldn't put anything past OC. Eli'd be the last person.
Yeah.
OC, Brandon Jacobs. Oh, yeah.
Do you think Tiki would try to sneak back in?
Maybe. I don't think Tiki could do it. I don't know if Tiki has the rhythm, man. Tiki's a little stiff in his movement.
Okay.
All right, well, hey, Michael, enjoy the rest of your summer. And, again, congratulations from all of us here at Best Damn on winning the Super Bowl. And we'll see you here in 2 weeks guest hosting.
Oh, too bad we ran. Thank you, man. Too bad we ran out of time. I was going to make an announcement.
Oh! Next time.
Maybe next time.
All right.
All right, Mike, you take care.
Thanks, Mike.
I love Michael. He's great.
I actually thought he was going to break the news. I really did. He had me. I got.
I knew that there was a 0% chance that he was going to tell us on the podcast before anybody else whether or not he was coming back or not. But we appreciate him taking the time to join us. He's great.
Love that guy.
We love Michael, and we'll see him as a guest host on Best Damn, like I said, in a couple of weeks. So look out for that. All right, next week, good week on Best Damn. We have Marissa Miller this week. Next week, we have Maria Menounos.
Oh, I love Maria.
The lovely Maria Menounos coming in. And we also have, every now and then, we have the lie detector comes on set. We put somebody in the lie detector. So who knows? I'm going to guess either Maria Menounos, maybe Gary Payton will get in the lie detector. So either way,
we're putting Maria
two
in
good
the lie
possibilities
detector, huh?
there. We might.
I got to write some good questions. I need some good questions. I got a lot need answered.
Yeah, we do. And then a very controversial show. Best Damn Sports Show is going to name their all-time baseball team.
Very controversial.
A lot of talk around the office as to who's going to make that team. So it should be interesting. That show is going to air next week, so you're not going to want to miss that. And we'll, of course, talk about it on the podcast next week. So till then, thanks for joining us. And again, if you want to email us, bestdampodcast@yahoo.com. Fifth person to send us an email, you're going to be a guest on next week's podcast. So until then, I'm Jason Cahill.
And I am Bernie.
Thanks for listening.